Nintendo, a company we all know and love. They make some great games like Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, A Link to the Past, and many more. But those are just some of the home console games they released. They also are pretty big in the handheld industry. So today, we're gonna list the top 10 Nintendo handhelds. At number 10, we have the Pokemon Mini. A console dedicated to playing Pokemon games. But not the actual ones. No, crappy Pokemon mini games. This thing came out in 2001, and it has the graphical capabilities of a Game Boy. In fact, here's a photo I found that shows how big it is. It's about as big as a box of matches. Enough said. At number 9, I have the Virtual Boy. Now you may be confused as why I said this isn't as bad as the Pokemon Mini. Well, one thing makes it better than the Pokemon Mini. The sheer quality of the games. While the Pokemon Mini had stuff like Pokemon Pinball Mini and Pokemon Tetris, there's at least some good games on here. Gems like Wario Land on the Virtual Boy, Mario Clash, Mario's Tennis, Red Alarm, and Teleroboxer. But then we also got games like Nestor's Funky Bowling and Waterworld. And don't even get me started on the visuals. I swear, red and black was an awful combination of colors. And guess what? This was marketed as a portable game system. I mean, when you see this thing, do you think it's portable? No. That's why the Virtual Boy is on this list, and it's at number 9. At number 8, I have the Game & Watch. Wait, man, how are you gonna talk about the Game & Watch when there's been like a gajillion of them released, and they're all their own separate game? Crap. I didn't realize that, Wixter. Thank you. Now I have to pick a new one, number 8. My new number 8 is the Game Boy Advance. This is a good console that has some good games, but none of them really lived up to what they were supposed to. I mean, there wasn't a new Mario game. Instead, there were just ports of all the older Mario games, and a really weird port of Super Mario Bros. 1. It was also filled to the brim with shovelware. Okay, it didn't have as much shovelware as the Wii, but Majesco put out a lot of freaking games for this thing. It was also hard to see in the dark, but that was then fixed with the Game Boy Advance SP. And then the Game Boy Micro. And oh boy, it felt good to hold, and it looked good. But people lost the ability to play 20 years of gaming on that thing. At number 7 is the Nintendo 2DS. You know what made the DS and the 3DS convenient? The fact that you can fold the screen, so then you can like open it up in like clamshell style, and boom, there's your game. It's not even scratched or anything, and if you drop it, you're not gonna break the screen. All of that is removed with the 2DS the fact that it has no closable screen. And the big selling point was play all your favorite 3DS games in 2D. The 2DS's point is rendered completely useless because, come on, who even plays their 3DS games in 3D? It's cool for the first couple of weeks you have the system, but then it's like, this is boring. I'm just gonna play this in 2D. I mean, who wants to adjust that 3D slider every time they want to play their 3DS games? And in fact, Nintendo is removing 3D for their own 3DS games now. Well, for the new ones at least. That's why the 2DS is right here on my list. At number 6, I have the original Game Boy. This is a great console, but for being Nintendo's first, it has some flaws with it. First of all, the colors. Why did they choose 4 shades of puke green for the default colors? It's not black and white, it's 4 shades of puke green. Also, the contrast slider. Every time I try playing a game, I end up accidentally touching the contrast slider, which ends up messing up the screen, which means I gotta fix it by moving it around. Luckily, the puke green thing was fixed with the Game Boy Pocket, which I guess is called that because you can put it in your pocket. I don't know. Also, this thing has no backlight. That can also be fixed with either a mod or you can just buy a Game Boy Light. Which means, hooray! You have to convert all your NTSC Game Boy games to the Japanese variants. Man, isn't it great having a backlight on your Game Boy? You still have to spend all this extra money, but who cares? At number 5, I have the Game Boy Color. The console was great because it allowed you to play all your favorite Game Boy games in color. Hooray! There are also games specifically made for the Game Boy Color, like Mega Man Extreme and Kirby's Tilt and Tumble. You know, the weird motion control game where you play as Kirby, and in order to play it on a Game Boy player, you have to tilt your GameCube. The Game Boy Color is actually faster than the original Game Boy, which, you know, a little speed increase won't hurt. But anyway, that's all I have to say about the Game Boy Color. At number 4, I have the Nintendo. Okay, who added the Switch click sound effect? Anyway, the Nintendo Switch is here on my list because, well, it's a relatively new system, and half the games are all just Wii U ports. No, trust me, there are so many freaking Wii U ports. It's not even funny. But there's some pretty good games like Zelda Breath of the Wild, Kirby Star Allies, Super Mario Odyssey, and many more. At number 3, I have the original DS. First up, the shovelware. Oh god. This system had almost as many shovelware games as the Wii. You know that's a bad sign. Also, a lot of games released for the system were gimmick-based, as they all revolved you to use the touchscreen and not really the buttons that much. I mean, it's fine, but you could make some games that use the buttons and the D-pad, but that's all I can really say, because I love this system. At number 2, I have the DSi. Man, this thing was great. It had bigger screens than the DS, new menus, and don't forget apps like the camera app and Flipnote Studio, which was essentially animation software on your DS. But there's simply one Nintendo handheld better than all of these systems combined. The 3DS. This thing has so many great games to play on it. And you can also play all your favorite DS games on here. Don't forget all the virtual console that's on here. No, seriously, there's even Sega Game Gear games. Oh, and guess what? Nintendo's still putting out games for this thing. Like that remake of Luigi's Mansion. Oh, and don't forget about Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. That's a really good game. All these reasons and many more is why the 3DS is the #1 best Nintendo handheld. Anyway, I'm Banana Jelly. Catch you later in the next episode. Goodbye! Yo, what's up? It's me, Banana Jelly, and welcome to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. There's a like button on YouTube, and if you really liked it, subscribe. And if you didn't like it, go ahead, dislike it. That's the reason that button exists. Anyway, we have 2 more spicy videos on screen right now for you. We have McDonald's Games Part 1 and McDonald's Games Part 2. So yeah, go check those out. Oh, crap.